Hi everyone, how are you doing today? So in this video we are going to be looking at some Wordsworth classic covers and gently roasting them for their cover art. Now before I get into this, I want to say that I am a big fan of Wordsworth Classics. I am all about making literature accessible and cheap, and their editions, or at least in the past, have been just as affordable and in many cases more affordable than secondhand. Still, somebody told me that they really hated Wordsworth Classics covers, so I thought, okay, let's take a look and see what the new ones look like and compare them to the old ones. I think that would be fun. Something that, well, a couple things I'll mention as we look at this list. I'm a design enthusiast and also a design student at my work. I've also done a lot of graphic design in the past, so I'm pretty good at spotting good and bad Photoshop, which we may or may not see as we go along. Alright, so right off the bat we have a lot of Jane Austen. I'm not a huge Jane Austen fan, but I'm liking most of these covers. I don't know if this one is really appropriate for persuasion. It kind of looks like a romance novel, but of the modern variety. I think, I'm not sure what they were thinking with that one. It's not even a particularly racy Jane Austen novel. Little Women and Good Wives. It looks like they took 4 different pictures of women and girls and stuck them together. I don't think this was a single picture. So I'm not sure how I feel about that. I do like that they picked models that look like the characters pretty closely. So that one's not too bad. The Wonderful Wizard of Oz, that's cute. I actually have these 2 Map and Lucia books. They're fine. They don't really let you know that the books are supposed to be comedic, so that's one thing that they could have done better on those. Lorna Doone. Have not read this one. It's supposed to be really good. It's a bit anachronous here with the long straight hair, but it's okay. Could be better. So far I'm not seeing anything that terrible, honestly, except for persuasion, which is a little bit inexcusable. Jane Eyre. So this cover, the only problem I really have with this cover is, well, 2 things. The Photoshop is not that great. You can tell that the flowers are not really resting on the ground. They're kind of floating above because their drop shadow is a little bit overdone. This gives a bit too much away, and even if you don't know the story, it might be a little bit too revealing of the plot, but it's okay though. I don't really have a big problem with that cover. Okay, here's Alice in Wonderland. So one thing I will say about this is it looks to me like they took a movie still and changed the face of the actress. Here's the picture of the actress, and as you can tell, it's very similar. I think they probably took a still and photoshopped it, which I don't think that's technically okay. It's an okay cover. I don't hate the cover, actually. The Mad Hatter is absolutely terrifying, but he kind of is, so I think this cover works. Moving on. So some of these books I have not read, so I probably will not comment on the covers. I think conceptually their covers are not bad. I think the covers, like the idea behind them, is not too bad. I think where they really tend to suffer is in the Photoshop quality, because, like, for in this one, the Lingard trilogy. I've never heard it referred to that before. But yeah, the Photoshop is not the best. You can tell by the lighting in some of these that they're very different photos that are just put together. Nostromo. Actually, this is a pretty good cover. But again, you can tell it's a Photoshop because the lighting, and you can just tell along the edges here, somebody cut it out of a photo and put it on top of the landscape. I'm not even sure the scale is quite right if you compare it with the grass. So, Again, great concept. I'm not loving the execution on that. Okay, this picture, this is something. Confessions of an English Opium Eater. I have heard of this book. I haven't read it, but this, oh wow. Yeah, it's really bad Photoshop, and it's, I don't know why, but it's just the poppy field. I mean, when I think of poppy fields, I think of World War I, and I know the connection between poppy and opium, but this picture does make me laugh. Yeah, okay, let's move on. Shadows of Sherlock Holmes. I actually do like this cover. This simplicity is a good thing. Although, again, Photoshop is not so good. I guess I should stop talking about the Photoshop because I think you get the idea. Oh, how do you like this? Martin Chuzzlewit, U.S. flag. Now that's an interesting concept. So if you haven't read Martin Chuzzlewit, a great section of the book does deal with Dickens's impressions of the United States, but that's not really the theme of the story. It's just part of the story. So I'm not sure about that as the cover. Their Dickens covers are not terrible, but they're okay. This is actually a really good cover for Great Expectations, by the way. An older woman in a wedding gown. This works very well for the story. So, kudos to them for that. Alright, now we're getting into Dostoevsky, and I have seen these covers elsewhere. These very minimalist, modern art. Let me just say, if I saw these covers, I would not want to read Dostoevsky. But I have to hand it to them. These are eye-catching. I just think they're more than a little off-putting. Okay, guys, I really don't like this cover because it looks like a romance novel, as in romance genre. And Middlemarch is a very, like, I haven't read it yet, but I know the story from the TV series. And it is a very complex book. There's a lot more to it than just romance. Yeah, it even says here, complex tale of idealism, delusion, profligacy. I don't know if I said that right. Loyalty and frustrated love. This cover just doesn't say anything about what Middlemarch really is about, so not fond of that cover. Moving on. Okay, here we go back into the movie stills. So, again, Cranford. They took faces from models and put them on top of the actual movie stills and changed the colors. Again, I'm just guessing here, but I'll show you what the actual movie still looks like. So here's one of them, okay? This is Mary. And there's Mary, right? Same picture, just flipped around, as far as we can tell. And there's other pictures here. So here's, I forgot her name, but she's got these fingerless gloves on. And you can see her right here too. So I don't think that's cool. I think it would have been better just to get permission from the TV series to use the actual still and make it like a companion edition. But that's just my 2 cents. This same thing here with Mary Barton. So I've definitely seen this still before from Cranford. Kimberly Nixon in Cranford 2007. So yeah, you can clearly see this is the same image. Although it looks like they gave her like a little belt with like a pouch, which is kind of cute. But I'm pretty sure that's the same picture. So I don't think that's cool. But anyway, moving on. It's not a bad cover. I just think that it's not okay to do that. So for Thomas Hardy, they went with this art, which I think is a little strange. I'm not sure what style that art is, but it doesn't bring to mind dramas involving oppressed women or family feuds or anything like that. It's just some nice pictures, but not really relevant to the stories. This one's better. This one's better. You've got... This could be the English countryside with some sheep. So actually this one's not bad. They could have used that for Far From the Madding Crowd because one of the main characters is a shepherd. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of these covers. Okay, I actually really like these covers of Les Mis volumes 1 and 2. Those are cool. Yeah. And they've got the French flag colors in there as well. I actually really like these covers. The Iliad, Homer. I've not read this one yet. I'm a little scared by the cover. The Odyssey, I have read that one. This cover is slightly better. 3 Men in a Boat. This is a favorite book of mine. This is just terrible Photoshop. I'm sorry. It just really, really is. In fact, it looks like they just took some hats and put them over the guys' heads. Yeah, that is, no. Okay, moving on. These photos where they have, like, scenes and photographs that have been stylized, these are actually some of their stronger covers. And it kind of harkens back to their original designs, so I think they should have stuck with that. Lady Shatterlys Lover. Okay, this was a scandalous book in its day, but I don't feel like this book or this cover... I don't know. Again, it looks like genre romance fiction and not a classic novel, so that's that. Here's where we're getting into the weird territory. I've not read Sons and Lovers, but I just feel like this is not a cool picture. Yeah, no. I don't want to see that on any book, honestly. Moving on. Here's some Shakespeare. These are actually pretty good. These are just art. And, you know, it looks like these were probably put together especially for this series. And I actually really like these. They're not, you know, stylistically classic or from Shakespeare's era, but they fit the stories, they have quotes, and they're, well, mostly suitable. Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. This is actually a pretty good cover. Yeah, that one's not too bad. Again, there's a lot of stock photo-ness happening, and some of these covers, honestly, were ill-advised. Let's keep moving. Okay, Jules Verne. Big Jules Verne fan. So here's Around the World in 80 Days. Actually, I don't think this is a terrible cover, even compared to their original copy of this. I would have liked to see more color grading, because right now it looks like they took a bunch of random photos and just put them on top of each other. They could have tweaked the colors to make them more synonymous. But this is not a bad cover. Not bad at all. Same with 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I do love their original cover, but this one is definitely cool. I almost like this one just as much as the other one. Again, they could have done better color grading, but this is a great cover nonetheless. And this cover is awesome. You got this sort of stylized steampunk space shuttle and space scene in the background. Really like that. Alright, this might be my favorite cover of their new ones. This is The Mysterious Island. This is a really good book, by the way. It's the sequel to 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. I actually love this cover. I can't remember if there was a volcano in the book, though, but there's a nice contrast here between the red and the green. So, nice colors. The Photoshop is not bad. The lighting might be a bit off, but I still like it. The Island of Dr. Moreau. This is one of my favorite books of all time. I think this is an excellent cover. It's subtle, it's not over the top, it's creepy, it fits the story. Love this cover. I would actually buy this copy, and maybe I will, because I don't have that one yet. The Swiss Family Robinson. I'm not sure about that cover, but okay. Yeah, so those were the books on their classics list. They have other lists here too, like children's classics. Maybe we'll look at that real quick. I'm not sure. Oh. Okay, so these are definitely designed for children. My personal philosophy is you don't need to make things cartoonish for kids, but I could be wrong. What else have we here? I'm just gonna look at these very quickly. World literature. I don't love the font they chose, but at least they're simple and they're using artwork again. I always think you can't go wrong with artwork. It's art for a reason. It's already been tested against an audience. Mystery and supernatural. Oh, I like this design. I like covers that have like the simple motif and then some typography. Really do like these classics a lot. I would actually, oh yeah, they have the Lupin Omnibus, which is a precursor to Sherlock Holmes. I definitely want to check that out. This is a cool cover for Lovecraft. Yeah, I would definitely get that one. Okay, poetry. These aren't bad. Not wonderful, but they're not bad. Did I already look at world literature? Yes, okay. Special editions. I mean, I like the artwork. I don't feel like it goes with the topics, but nice artwork. Let's see. Collector's editions. Okay, again, typography and a motif. I really do like these. I wonder, let's see. These compact hardbacks are cloth bound with matching colored end papers. Oh, I like this Jane Eyre cover. This is nice. That's really nice. Okay, so those are cool. Yeah, they have, I think my takeaway from this is they have a wide variety of different covers and they're perfectly equipped to come up with better covers for their main line of classics. So I'm hoping that as they continue to develop their collection, they will, I guess, get better Photoshop artists and maybe consider investing in some actual models to come in and do these covers for them, because really I would imagine they could get some of the same people to pose for multiple books and maybe even use some of the same costumes, especially if they're going to Photoshop them anyway. They could change the costumes around or colorize them differently. Alright, that's Wordsworth Classics. The good, the bad, and the ugly. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and please like the video if you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching.